Good afternoon. The battle with the province over Billy Bishop Airport and potential pricing for the upcoming FIFA Fan Festival.
Those are just two of a number of items up for discussion at City Council today. CTV's Mike Walker joins us live from City Hall with more. Mike.
Well, Nathan and Michelle, you may recall it was last week staff proposed charging $10 for general admission tickets to the FIFA FanFest. And following backlash from some city councillors and the public, staff have come back with a report going before council today that would make a majority of those tickets free. Now, the report indicates that about 80% of the 20,000 tickets will be free for general admission, as well as 500 tickets for community groups. There will be a cost, though, for some premium tickets between $100 and $300. Staff initially made the proposal to offset an additional $9 million cost to the event to improve the fan experience and bolster safety. By making a majority of the tickets free, the report indicates this will go above and beyond the original $380 million budget. But following the backlash, the mayor requested that staff go back and take another look. And by making the event free, Olivia Chow insists there will be no cost overruns.
I've always said that it needs to be free. It should be free. The cost will still be exactly what we said it would be. It was $380 million. It's going to be $380 million. It's not going to go over.
Toronto taxpayers are going to have to spend more for another party. We've got lots of free events going on, and I think that's enough. And we need to prioritize where we're spending Toronto's tax dollars.
And while $10 a ticket might not seem like a lot, you start to add that up for a family of 5. That's $50 just to get in the door before you're paying for transit, driving down, pop drinks for the kids, and we are in an affordability crisis. This is the one thing that was really a commitment for all Torontonians to be able to access.
The FanFest was promised to Toronto residents as a way for people, no matter their financial means, to be able to take part in the festivities in a meaningful way for free, in a free and inclusive event. So I believe that the city should keep its word.
Now, the FanFest issue is expected to be discussed later this afternoon at Council. As for the issue surrounding Billy Bishop Airport, councillors are expected to be provided some possible legal options that challenges the province's plans to take over the city's ownership. Reporting live at City Hall, I'm Mike Walker. Nathan, back to you.
Thank you, Mike. Still to come, Iran has attacked 3 cargo ships in the Strait of Hormuz, seizing 2. We'll have the latest on the war in the Middle East a little later in the newscast. But first, York Regional Police were investigating after shots were fired in Vaughan this morning. Police were called to the Islington and Kellam Street area just after 5:30 in the morning. They found evidence of gunfire, but there have been no reported injuries. Police say a suspect was spotted leaving the scene, but they've not provided a description.
Police are continuing their search for a suspect accused of shooting a security guard at Fairview Mall. They're searching for 53-year-old Kyle Douglas Prowse of Montreal. Investigators say he has ties to Toronto and Vancouver. He's also wanted in connection with a break-and-enter investigation in Durham region in August of 2023. Police say the suspect left the mall in a white van before ditching that vehicle and driving away in a black Honda Accord. He switched to the Accord in the area of Shaughnessy Boulevard and George Henry Boulevard. Police are asking anyone with information to contact them.
And a Toronto police officer has been charged after allegedly accessing private police databases last year. Police say it happened on multiple occasions between June and December. 33-year-old Constable Rifat Hassan was arrested and charged with unauthorized use of a computer. Police say his arrest was not in connection with Project South, which is a separate investigation involving similar allegations of accessing confidential information. The service plans to suspend Hassan without pay. He's been with Toronto Police for 10 months and is assigned to 53 Division in Midtown. Durham Regional Police have unveiled new equipment it will be using as part of its Project Atlantis 2 safety initiative.
Our goal is clear: reduce crime, disorder, and disrupt drug-related activity, enhance public safety, and most importantly, restore community confidence during a period of peak seasonal activity. Oshawa continues to experience persistent and escalating challenges related to illicit and associated criminal activity, particularly in the downtown core and surrounding commercial and residential areas.
The new equipment includes an all-terrain vehicle, which police say will allow them to more easily respond to issues in rural areas or on the trail systems in and around Oshawa. Project Atlantis is a collaboration between the police, municipal partners, and security services.
The Premier says the private jet recently purchased by the province has been sold.
Second announced we sold the plane for the same price right back to Bombardier and said, okay, you take it back. But here nor there, it's unprecedented. To be very frank with you, you know, you look at the U.S. states, you look at any governor, it's just unprecedented. We have no plane now, folks. And what it was is to fly firefighters up. It was for Ontario Corps. It was for OPP when they have to send a tactical team up. And it was a multi-ministerial plane, Minister of Natural Resources, so on and so forth. But anyways, here nor there, it's done. I'm flying, you know, commercial, or we'll fly on the little puddle jumper that the OPP has.
Ford made the comment during a fireside chat at the Globe and Mail's Intersect 26, Building a Stronger Canada conference. The Premier had been facing backlash since it was announced the province had purchased a 2016 Challenger 350 Bombardier jet on Friday. Ford quickly reversed course, saying his government would sell the plane. However, he has continued to outline the benefits of having a plane for the Premier's office.
An ice sculpture set up to promote Drake's upcoming album is being slowly melted by Toronto fire crews.
It was part of a promotion that has since finished, and now what's left is the cleanup. CTV's Beth MacDonell has been following this effort. She joins us live there from what has been a spectacle here in the city, Beth.
For sure, Michelle and Nathan, there are still crowds of people here taking selfies and videos of the spectacle. Meanwhile, that ice sculpture near Sankofa Square, it is shrinking before our very eyes. And so I guess the promotion of this album continues. Fire crews tell me they're pouring warm water on the ice structure to make it smaller. The goal to ensure safety and remove any hazard. Crowds of people and fans have been coming to see the massive ice block for days. Some were trying to use coal and blowtorches to melt the ice. Others were climbing on top of the structure, which caused police and fire to manage the situation.
It's kind of crazy. I mean, every single day is different. One day there's people standing on top. One day there's people trying to light it on fire. And now, what is it, like day 3, I think? And now I think the division has had enough. And they're like, it's not safe for the public, I guess. So they've made a decision. I mean, it has been revealed already, the date. So, I mean, it is what it is. There's no point in having it now. People are, it's a risk to the environment and the safety.
Well, honestly, I think it's an amazing marketing stunt for sure. He got the attention he needed, but again, it's a lot of water. It's drawn a lot of crowds, a lot of resources as well. So definitely a waste of money.
It is our responsibility to make sure people are safe, and I want to thank the police and the fire department to make sure people are safe.
And so, Michelle, Nathan, this is going to take some time, I think, from fire crews to see all this warm water melt that big block. This is all the water that it's creating on the sidewalk and street. Meanwhile, we've asked the city how about the cleanup, who's going to pay for it, and we asked if Drake or his people coordinated with the city beforehand. Reporting live, I'm Beth MacDonell. Michelle, back to you.
Thank you, Beth. Well, if nothing were done about that ice today, there would most definitely be plenty of melting as the weather warms up on this bright and sunny Wednesday. It's the kind of day that sparks interest in beautifying the backyard and other outdoor spaces. Lindsay Morrison joins us live on location at Terra Greenhouses in Vaughan. And what a beautiful backdrop there, Linz.
Beautiful backdrop, Michelle. A beautiful day weather-wise. And guess what? It's Earth Day, so all the more reason why we are out here celebrating, getting back into the garden. It's time, believe it or not. We have Chris Moretti here, a horticulturalist, and we can already start planting some of these. These are perennials?
These are perennials in front of us, yes, and it's a good opportunity this time of year. We're looking at sort of a gray landscape coming back to life. Perennials like this can get planted right now.
Okay, well, they're beautiful. I love the colors that I'm seeing already. I'll step aside so we can also talk about annuals, because that's something, believe it or not, at the end of April, certain varieties we can start considering too?
That's right. Our warm season annuals, we want to wait until that May long weekend, no frost date. But cool season annuals, we can do right away. So I've got examples of those here with pansies, ranunculus. I'm holding a hellebore, which is actually a perennial, but these are all excellent candidates for containers for this time of year.
Gorgeous colors. And yes, even though we're talking about cool weather plants, it's actually quite mild out here right now, even warm with all this sunshine. Let's take a first look at the forecast, beginning with our current conditions. Temperature-wise, already 15 degrees at Pearson Airport, 18 degrees in places like London, Hamilton, and Windsor. You will find it a little cooler by the lake today, so just be mindful of that with a bit of a lake breeze off Lake Ontario, but the winds are pretty light right now. On the satellite and radar, there isn't much to show you here. We've got a beautiful blue sky. High pressure is dominant. Here is today at a glance, and once again, it is Earth Day. Happy Earth Day to all who are celebrating. We're forecasting a daytime high today of about 20 degrees. We will take it, and we're going to get our hands a little bit dirty today, Nathan and Michelle. We're going to do some planting and celebrate our beautiful Earth and find out some ways that we can live a little more sustainably. But for now, I'm going to send it back inside to you.
Love all of it. Thank you, Lindsay. Well, the Kearney Liberals are using their majority status to change rules for House committees. Government House Leader Stephen McKinnon announced the move in a social media post yesterday. He is proposing most committees will now have 7 Liberals instead of 4. They will also include 4 Conservatives and 1 Bloc Québécois member. While the standing orders are typically agreed on unanimously, McKinnon's proposed change will require a vote in the House of Commons. The Liberal government gained that majority status earlier this month following 3 by-election wins and several defections from other parties. CTV's Rachel Aiello joins us live now from Ottawa with more. Rachel, what exactly is the government proposing here? Talk to us about the reasoning behind it.
Yeah, good afternoon. So McKinnon came out today and outlined why he thinks it's necessary that the Liberals take this step now. Really, their argument is the precedent is that the makeup of committees should be reflective of the makeup in the House of Commons. So because they have now pivoted from a minority to a majority, they want that to be reflected at parliamentary committees, which are essentially the workhorse of Parliament. And McKinnon was telling reporters today that, you know, they essentially had 2 options. They could either reduce the number of opposition MPs, get a fewer number of Conservatives around the committee in order to have the Liberals have a majority, or they could do what they've proposed to do, which is to just increase the number on committee. So most committees will be going from 10 to 12 members, seeing that boost for the Liberals, giving them that majority number, the ability to control what goes on at committees. And McKinnon also detailed a bit more of his rationale behind this. Take a listen.
We need to move forward with a House of Commons that works together on the many challenges of our times. That's what our constituents expect. And we need to move ahead with committees that work hard to closely scrutinize legislation, to make it better, while also holding public hearings on a range of crucial policies where Canadians are demanding solutions. That's what I will be looking for as we engage in this debate and vote on the motion that I will bring forward.
And so McKinnon is saying that this will come up for debate soon. We don't know yet, Michelle, what day it's going to be debated in the House, but we know because the Liberals have a majority, it will likely pass as presented.
And as we await that debate, what has the opposition reaction been to this?
Yeah, so the Conservatives actually came out last week trying to preempt this move, making it clear that they think this is the Liberals stacking the deck. They were calling on them to not take this step. They tried to make the argument that the precedent was that the makeup of committees should be reflective of the House after an election, which of course was a minority situation. But obviously that's fairly rare to see a majority formed after that, and that is a precedent the Liberals have decided to take. But this is really going to be something that we're watching evolve to see how the Conservatives adjust their strategy. They've repeatedly been able to use committees to call attention to ethical issues, question ministers on their decision. Now, some of that may still be able to happen, but largely that power they have will be taken away. We're expecting actually Conservative House Leader Andrew Scheer to speak to this later today before question period, and we'll see if in QP this is something that Poilievre wants to raise and press Carney on directly.
It'll be interesting to see. Thank you. CTV's Rachel Aiello live for us in Ottawa. Thank you.
Thanks.
Amid the ongoing trade war with the U.S. and the upcoming review of the trade agreement with the U.S. and Mexico, Canada U.S. Trade Minister Dominic LeBlanc says he wants CUSMA to remain intact.
They will always be a critical trading partner for Canada. And back to the original premise, And for 30 or 40 years, we became reliant on that particular market for Canadian exports. So we're not going to continue that, but we need to manage that to preserve what is the best circumstance we're in compared to other countries now.
Speaking on power play, LeBlanc echoed comments from Prime Minister Mark Carney that Canada has become too reliant on one trading partner. This country remains deeply impacted by U.S. tariffs on key sectors like steel, aluminum, and automobiles. The CUSMA trade deal is up for review July 1st. This morning, Carney said the U.S. will not dictate the terms of negotiations and insists it will take time to reach an agreement.
We have multiple levels of contact. We work through a series of issues. We understand what some of the what the Americans would call trade irritants or trade issues are. We have some on our side as well. We're well prepared around those issues. We will sit down and work through those issues with the broader approach in the negotiation. We've made some counter proposals, which they're aware, and the time will come to really roll up our sleeves.
Ottawa has said it has already made significant concessions by dropping the digital services tax and ending retaliatory tariffs. The U.S. has said it opposes the Buy Canadian policy, which gives priority to Canadian products and workers. There are new concerns about a network of fake YouTube channels targeting Albertans.
Researchers say they are posing as local voices, pushing for Alberta's separation and even U.S. annexation. CTV's Kathy Lee reports.
Joe Trotz has lived in Crowsnest Pass all his life and supports Alberta's separation.
Definitely, you know, down east has really stuck it to Alberta.
The 74-year-old emphasizes most supporters want independence, not annexation. But a new report identifies a network of about 20 YouTube channels posing as Albertan voices, pushing U.S. annexation and Alberta separation. Researchers say they're not real and appear coordinated, using the same scripts, the same clips, and even posting at the same time, together reaching nearly 40 million views.
Some of the channels have actual AI body and avatars performing the content, and some just have AI voiceovers.
Chris Ross, the lead author of the report, says the videos often use real news about Alberta's separation but distort and exaggerate the grievances, and sometimes getting the facts wrong. The lawyer for the Alberta separation movement warns the fake videos help no one.
Anybody promoting, U.S. annexation or U.S. statehood, they're not part of our movement.
With the possible Alberta separation referendum this fall, researchers say the report's message and timing are important.
It's important for Albertans and Canadians broadly to know which voices are real and which are fake.
In response, Elections Alberta says a new unit is being established to track all forms of deep fakes, misinformation, and disinformation. YouTube says it's reviewing the channels and will remove content that violates its rules. Ken Williams, who opposes separation, worries about outside influence.
There are players, I think, that are taking advantage of chaos.
Trotz also rejects the messaging in the videos.
Totally think that's wrong. I mean, facts are facts. Let them speak for themselves, good or bad.
One thing the report couldn't answer, who's behind the fake videos or where they're located, and that makes them hard to stop. Kathy Lee, CTV News, Crowsnest Pass, Alberta.
The U.S. Federal Aviation Administration is investigating a near miss involving an Air Canada plane and an American Airlines plane landing at JFK Airport in New York.
Jazz 554, climb maintain 3000.
Climb maintain 3000, Jazz 554.
The traffic off your left is overshooting the parallel.
In an audio...
Yeah, that guy overshot the final, Jazz 554. Do you still want to, you know what, fly runway heading maintain 3000.
Yeah, runway heading, climbing 3000, Jazz 554.
In this audio recording, an air traffic controller tells an Air Canada Jazz flight to climb and maintain its altitude as another plane overshoots a runway. Officials say an American Airlines plane deviated from its course on Monday, putting it directly in the path of the Air Canada flight, which was clear to land. The two planes came within about 800 meters of each other. The FAA says alarms on both planes went off to warn flight crews about a possible collision.
Turning to the war in the Middle East, Iran has fired on 3 cargo ships in the Strait of Hormuz. Iranian media says the attacks were carried out by Iran's Parliamentary Revolutionary Guard. The country's Navy says it has seized 2 of the ships. The move comes after U.S. President Donald Trump stated he would extend the ceasefire with Iran until it comes up with what Trump described as a unified proposal to end the war. The ceasefire was set to expire today. Trump also indicated the U.S. would continue to blockade Iranian ports. Firefighters across the country are preparing for wildfire season after one of the worst on record last year.
Now, a new recruit boot camp is underway in B.C., making sure candidates are ready for the job. CTV's Andrew Johnson reports.
Guys, open that up. Yep, get that heat.
Call it Fighting Wildfires 101, and once you enroll, you need to be able to take the heat.
I've never worked so hard for anything in my life, and pushing myself both physically and mentally.
She's got the hands to prove it.
Calluses ripping open.
Keep the spray in. You're doing good. Good job.
At the BC Wildfire Service's new recruit boot camp, they're putting out fires, laying hose, digging fire breaks, and building trust by working together.
We have a lot of organized sports. Ex-athletes come in and current athletes come through, and it's the same kind of bond that you build on those teams.
A bond forged through exerting themselves to their breaking point.
Boot camp is about a lot more than fighting fires, including some of the less glamorous parts of the job, like carrying a lot of gear, more than 100 pounds, up a steep hill, over and over again.
The reporter was doubled over by the halfway mark.
I've had enough.
Everyone else has to push through.
Push!
And lean on each other.
Let's go, Matt. You got this.
To get one step closer to the front lines, where in a wildfire emergency there isn't much downtime.
Sometimes that could be 24 hours a day, sometimes that's a 10-hour day, and up to a period of 14 days in a row.
A record 2,400 people applied for about 200 openings.
We did just both 600 interviews and brought it down to this group.
A group of young people, including Layla, who's following in her father's footsteps.
I've grown up listening to all his stories, and I wanted to get my feet in there and see it for myself.
And Max, who loves the outdoors and wants to protect his home province.
I'd love to make this my career. I want to come back every single summer and eventually full-time. That would be my dream.
We need water!
The dream and the season start now. This crew is expected to be fighting fires right up until the end of October. Andrew Johnson, CTV News, Merritt, BC.
We are inside the greenhouse here at Terra Greenhouses. It smells amazing in here. And of course, we know that a garden can be beautiful, but it can also be quite practical. And coming up, we're going to learn a little bit about planting your own veggies and herbs. Hey, look at this. This is a lettuce bowl. I love it. If you're hoping to spend a little time in your garden, perhaps start working on the lawn, here's a look at what you can expect. Condition-wise today, it is a beautiful day to spend some time outside. And you know what? Tomorrow is going to be similar. Maybe not quite as warm. However, it will be sunny. And now we're into that point in the season where we're talking about the UV index. Tomorrow it will be a 7. So don't forget the sunscreen. Lots more to come. We're going to do some planting and take a look at your weather forecast heading into the weekend when CTV News at noon returns. Stay with us. I love this.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400. From your screen to ours. Text 10400.
A new interactive exhibit at Arcadia Earth is celebrating the sounds of nature. Through a series of interactive stations, visitors can make music with mushrooms. That's where we find CTV's Jessica Smith. Jess, I really thought this was a typo, but tell us more about music with mushrooms.
I've been DJing, Michelle, for the past few minutes using oyster mushrooms. It is really, really cool. We're here at Arcadia Earth, as you mentioned. It is Earth Day, joined by Craig Perlmutter. And I have to ask you, when I first walked in here and saw these, it really is mind-blowing because these mushrooms are massive. Talk to me about the connection with the electrodes and us making literal music with mushrooms.
Yeah, thanks for being here. So Mushroom Music launched today at Arcadia Earth, on Earth Day, of course. So what we have here is, we have 3 different stations. We have Olivier, the oyster mushroom, in front of us, and she's very happy today and very talkative. So the mushrooms are connected through a pocket scion synthesizer, which is connected to our 2 touch pads, and as any visitors come and complete the circuit, you can hear the bioelectrical currents going through the mushrooms, through us, and out the speaker. If you don't believe me, we can try.
I need a demonstration because you guys have to hear this and see this because it is so cool to make music through mushrooms. So give us a bit of a demonstration.
So it's pretty easy. You just have to touch one and then the other pad, and if you're ready...
Okay, DJ Craig.
And you keep it going, and it's more sound because the current is going through the mushroom and through, well, me right now. And if we hold hands...
Here, you hold. I'm going to hold the microphone. You hold that. You hold mine.
Yeah,
there we go.
so you touch the touchpad.
We do make beautiful music together. Obviously, it is Earth Day, and that's what you guys are all about. Every room here is so educational and fun and interactive. But why bring something like this here? Because it is such a cool way to understand our connection to the Earth.
Yeah, so we try to be immersive in every room with art and technology. And when our collaborator, Modern Biology, who's a Canadian musician, came to us a couple months ago, he wanted to make music, clearly. And we put this room together over the last month or so with him. And it's just so important to connect our visitors to the planet. And the more interactivity, the more immersion, the more we can inspire people, the more of a chance that they're going to make these simple daily lifestyle changes to help protect our planet. We only have one of them.
And how long is it here?
It's here for a month till May 24th. So Lolita, Olivier, and Sarah will be singing here at Arcadia Earth, downtown Toronto for a month.
Well, Well, thank you so much. I'm going to send things back inside, and I'm going to DJ. I'm going to play you out. I've always wanted to be DJ a little bit, so let me give this a shot. I'll send it back in studio.
I think we all want to DJ. Not bad. Jessica Smith on the ones and twos, making some nice music.
Earth Day vibes.
Nice. All right, the word of the day is immersive.
Oh, yes, and Lindsay's immersing herself in all things gardening. I think we're getting in the mood now with this weather.
I'm going to be honest, Michelle and Nathan, I'm in a great mood today. The weather is excellent. We are talking planting, and Chris Moretti's here, and I'm learning so much already. So this is a planter box, Chris, and I think a lot more people are starting to think about things like growing their own food, be it fruit, veggies, and whatnot, and that's something people can start doing now.
Yeah, whether it's for hobby or for practicality, growing some of your own food at home is something that's fun and accessible and easy to do, so we might as well give it a go.
Okay, let's give it a go. What better day than Earth Day, right? And so if you could hold this up, we've got a bushel and berry, homegrown berries?
So this is homegrown berries, and what we've got here is a variety that's specifically made to grow in containers. So this is a blueberry, a variety called Jelly Bean, and it's made to be cute, perfect for containers, and bearing fruit for a longer period of time than what you might find in a regular landscape bush.
Okay, well, if you want to go ahead and start planting that, I'm just thinking about the fact of how much my children eat berries and how I could probably stand to have one of these in my garden. All right, so we're getting our hands dirty. We're getting it nice in there.
We're using a container soil. I think that's important to note. So anytime we're planting into a container, we're using a soil mix that's specifically made for a container so that it drains nice and freely and provides some nutrition to our plants.
And this could go in a backyard, it could go on a balcony, but it's not going to be the only plant in here. What else should we add, Chris?
Well, when we're thinking about berry bushes, we want to think about pollinators and pollinating the flowers in order to get the fruit. So a wonderful way to encourage pollinators to visit your edible garden is to also incorporate aromatic herbs. Ooh. So we've got a nice assortment of herbs. They grow nicely in containers, nice small spaces, and they're going to enhance our planter both aesthetically and practically.
Oh, I smell that mint. It just smells like spring and summer to me. All right, well, let's get right in there. Anything we need to know about planting these herbs?
Basically, we want to just sort of plant at the right level. So I've got this sort of sitting right at the lip. We want a little bit of space at the top so that we've got a tiny bit of space for water to sit there as we're watering it in. So I'm going to pop these in. We've got a basil here. I'm going to sort of set that in the midline. I've got oregano, and oregano's got this nice like cascading effect. So thinking about the aesthetics of our planter, I'm going to put that toward the front, and it becomes sort of a spiller element at the front.
It's looking beautiful. We're going to keep working on this, but we of course also have to talk about your weather forecast. We're going to begin by letting you know that weather is brought to you by the Presler Law Firm. Injury lawyers, you don't pay unless they win. And of course, it is Earth Day. There are so many different ways that you can make a difference for our planet, in addition to things things like planting. It's a good day to maybe organize a community cleanup, a good day to not waste any water, and composting. That's something we're always working on too. Condition-wise out here today, what a great day to celebrate this planet. It is 15 degrees at Pearson Airport. It's 18 in Windsor, 13 this hour in Ottawa, and 16 in Muskoka. Today's high expected to be about 20 degrees at the airport, closer to 19 by the lake. Some areas might be even cooler than that once you take the lake breeze into consideration. Here's tonight and what you can expect through the evening and the overnight. Clear skies, mainly sunny through the day, and then, yeah, not a cloud in sight for the nighttime hours either. Tomorrow's going to be another beautiful sunny day. Look at these temperatures. Maybe a little cooler than what we're experiencing today, but I wouldn't call this cool at all. Seasonal or above seasonal just about everywhere. Satellite and radar, not too much happening here. On our fronts map, you will notice that high pressure is going to be dominant for today, and for part of tomorrow, we're going to get back into the opportunity for some wet weather as we make our way into Friday, and then again into the weekend. So on the forecast radar, looks like those storms to the southwest will miss us. Might see a couple of sprinkles of rain near the Quebec border. There's early Friday morning, slight chance of showers then, maybe a few late day storms in the southwest, and then Saturday morning for us, we are getting into some periods of rain here locally. Your weekend forecast is shaping up to look like this. Saturday is a little cloudy. It's cool. Bring the umbrella with you if you do have outdoor plans, but the weekend is not a washout. Sunday looks great. Mix of sun and cloud, a high of 15 degrees, and it looks like that pattern is going to follow us into the early part of next week, too. If you're just joining us, we are here at Terra Greenhouses. Chris has been helping us make this beautiful planter filled with herbs, a berry bush. I love it so much. Any other tips for anyone watching?
I think in containers, you want to make sure to feed them. So an all-purpose, slow-release organic fertilizer is your best friend in a container. Keep it nice and simple.
Oh, I love spring. I love summer. I love planting season. Nathan and Michelle, I'll send it back inside to you for now. How great does this look? Love that spill over there.
Good too.
Yes.
All right, looking good. Thank you both. Well, to sports, the Scepters will need a little bit of help to make the playoffs after dropping their final home game of the regular season.
Brian keeps the puck now to Simpson. They score! New York wins.
The New York Sirens scored in overtime to beat the Scepters 1-0. If the Ottawa Charge beat the Boston Fleet in regulation tonight, the Scepters will be eliminated from playoff contention. The team will play in Ottawa for their final regular season game Saturday.
Well, Toronto FC will look to extend its unbeaten streak to 7 games when they host the Philadelphia Union tonight.
Shallow is on the ball for Toronto. Curling, cross-headed, hits the post, volleyed it in!
DFC scored 3 times in the second half Saturday to secure a 3-3 draw with Austin FC. The team has 3 wins and 3 draws since opening the season with back-to-back losses. Kickoff for tonight's game against Philadelphia is set for 7:30 at BMO Field.
The Blue Jays seem to be getting it together. They'll be looking for their 4th straight win as they go for the sweep this afternoon against the Los Angeles Angels.
And drills this ball to right center field. Off the wall. Here comes Clement. Guerrero is on his way home. Safe.
The Jays scored 3 times in the 8th inning last night on their way to a 4-2 win. First pitch for the series finale in Los Angeles is set for just after 3. Lefty Eric Lauer is scheduled to start. Well, fans know Vladimir Guerrero Jr. for the power at the plate, but there's more to him than the stats. Today, we're launching a new CTV News series called Hometown Team. Short profiles that go beyond the highlights and focus on the people behind the jersey.
And we begin with Guerrero Jr., his journey to Toronto, and one simple question that ties it all together. Why does he love this city? CTV's Chen Lithong has the details.
What are your earliest memories of playing baseball?
I think so, my dad played.
Do you remember that moment as a young man when you were 3 years old wearing the Expos uniform and holding up the hat?
I not remember the moment, but I remember the specifically my dad told me just put the helmet up. So that's the only thing I can remember about that day.
Can you speak about some of the mentors you've had?
Man, I got my father, I got David Ortiz. The Yankee lose. My uncle, Wilton Guerrero. I have Manny Ramirez, Pedro Martinez. I have a lot of guys, you know, that I can reach out to them and they pick me up. I play video games, a lot of video games.
Favorite video game?
MLB The Show.
Deep to left, way out of here, home run.
Do you have a specific restaurants or anything that you like, place you like to go?
Yeah, I like Barbarian and STK. So I like the steak.
Your favorite moment as a Blue Jay?
I say when we make the World Series last year.
Tell me the feeling of going to your first World Series.
I mean, that feels amazing, you know, but everybody does their part.
What do you think of when you think of Toronto?
The fans, man, the fans and the love they give us. I think they always been there for us, you know, they always cheering for us and they treat us with respect.
Still to come, the United Kingdom is banning anyone under 17 from being able to buy cigarettes. We'll have more on the smoking crackdown when we return.
Lawmakers in the United Kingdom have passed new legislation banning anyone 17 or younger from buying cigarettes.
It is a landmark bill, my lords. It will create a smoke-free generation. It is, in fact, the biggest public health intervention in a generation, and I can assure all noble lords it will save lives.
The tobacco and vaping bill will prevent anyone born after January 1st, 2009 from buying cigarettes. Once it receives royal assent, the legislation will also give the British government powers to ban smoking in outdoor spaces like playgrounds or outside schools or hospitals. The new law is part of a series of measures aimed at combating the health impacts of smoking, which is one of the leading causes of preventable death in the UK.
Before the deal to sell itself to Paramount, Warner Brothers scrapped the release of a few movies that were already done filming. But one of those movies from the world of Looney Tunes is now headed to theaters anyways.
Have you been horribly injured by a product made by the Acme Corporation?
It's not your fault. There's probably someone to blame.
The name of the case is...
Coyote versus Acme tells the story of the legendary cartoon villain deciding to sue the company that provides him with the equipment he uses to chase the Roadrunner. The movie stars Will Forte, John Cena. Variety reports it cost about $70 million to make, but Warner Brothers opted not to release it in 2023, instead claiming it as a tax write-off. A different company acquired the rights, and it debuts August 28th. Also today, Netflix announced a release date as it plans to bring hit teen romance series Heartstopper to an end with a movie. The streamer shared the behind-the-scenes photo of the cast, which will once again be led by Kit Connor and Joe Locke as Nick and Charlie. Series creator Alice Oseman told fans that Heartstopper Forever is a chance to say goodbye to the beloved characters and get some hints about their future lives. It's out July 17th.
Still to come, Air Transat says it's cutting hundreds of flights because of high jet fuel costs. We'll have those details when we come back.
Get Toronto's top stories, breaking news alerts, and watch live. Download the CTV News app.
More turbulence ahead for travelers as Air Transat joins the list of carriers slashing flights to cope with the soaring price of jet fuel. The owner of Air Transat says it will reduce capacity by 6% from May through October, which covers the critical summer travel season. The company says it will lower flight frequencies on some routes to Europe and the Caribbean and extend its suspension of service to Cuba through October amid the U.S. energy blockade there. The decision follows moves by Air Canada and WestJet to trim capacity because of the high fuel costs. Meanwhile, the U.S. stock market is once again rallying towards another possible record today after several companies reported stronger than expected profits for the start of the year. The TSX is also in the green today. The optimism coming despite the looming uncertainty about what will come next with the war in Iran and crude oil prices creeping upwards again.
Grocery and drugstore retailer Metro is reporting an increase in profits. The company reported its second quarter results, including a profit of more than $246 million. That's up from $220 for the same period last year. Metro Chief Executive Eric LaFlèche said an expansion of the retailer's discount store network is driving growth in food sales, while same-store pharmacy sales were up as well. This comes as workers at Metro's head office and other sites have been on strike since late March.
FIFA has released additional tickets for the 6 World Cup matches here in Toronto. Tickets for all 104 games in the tournament went on sale at 11 a.m. today. They are available in various price categories. FIFA says tickets will continue to be released to the public on an ongoing basis up until the final match on July 19th, subject to availability. We're now 50 days from the start of the World Cup. And as the tournament approaches, Toronto police issuing a few reminders today to people trying to secure those coveted seats in Toronto Stadium. The service says anyone shopping for tickets should stick with authorized sellers only and stay cautious of any unrealistically low prices that may be too good to be true. Police also warn scammers may pose as people who are unable to attend events, and if you're meeting a seller in person, to meet in a public place.
Coming up, a royal response to a young Ontario artist. We'll have more on a girl's special connection with the king when we come back. A young girl's passion for drawing paid off with a royal surprise.
It came after she sent some of her art to Buckingham Palace. CTV's Karis Mapp reports.
The happiest day due to an unexpected regal response. Grace Connell, like many 5-year-olds, loves to create art and draws inspiration from the world around her.
I just think of something what I could draw and then I draw it on a paper.
So when the royal family piqued her interest, she began her research.
I was asking Mom how I wanted to know how old they were, and then I knew, but when I went to school the next day, my friend was there, and I drew something with her.
With hopes of the picture making it overseas to King Charles himself.
It was actually a drawing of a king and queen and princess that she sent. I didn't take a picture or anything of it because I honestly didn't think we'd get anything back. So I just addressed it to Buckingham Palace and put 6 stamps on it and sent it with our home address.
Sent at the end of February, Grace would then ask her family to check the mailbox every week to see if she got a reply.
After a few weeks, I'd thought maybe I should, use ChatGPT or something to draw up a letter and mail it to her on behalf.
An idea that turned out to be unnecessary.
She had asked to check the mail one more time, which reminded me I hadn't sent the letter. We went to the mailbox with my nephew, and sure enough, there was a letter addressed from the Queen and King, their correspondence, Buckingham Palace, addressed to Grace.
The Queen and King!
I was blown away. I was like, is this legit? Is this real?
And it was real. A personalized letter from the head of royal correspondence, thanking the young girl on behalf of the royal family. According to Buckingham Palace's website, the king has shown almost all of the letters he receives and takes a keen interest in hearing from the public.
The fact that it noted her splendid drawing and that the king passed on his warmest wishes was unbelievably touching for her and for us.
Meanwhile, Grace says her favorite part has been her family's reaction.
Like being proud of me.
Karis Mapp, CTV News, Kitchener.
Very sweet.
Go, Grace. Well, this is an afternoon to get outside. Lindsay, it's going to get even warmer.
Yes.
Nice to see you're soaking it all in.
Oh, it's been so gorgeous already, Michelle and Nathan. Is this a work day? Because I feel like I'm enjoying a vacation day today. It's been so wonderful spending some time in the greenhouse. So great to get to chat with a horticulturalist. Chris, if you have one more tip, maybe like an insider tip for anyone looking to do some planting, some gardening this spring, what might that be?
I would say plants need food, and don't be afraid of that.
Okay, so just any sort of food is better than no food when it comes to your plants.
We've got all sorts of formulations, a lot of them organic for specific things. things. I'm holding one for edible plants, but you've got formulations for flowers, formulations for vegetables. Any is better than none. So if you've only got one option, use it rather than not using it.
And I love the idea of organic on this Earth Day too. Thank you so much, Chris. Let's take one more look at our conditions for the rest of the afternoon and what we can expect over the next couple of days here. Tonight, we're looking to drop to a low of about 5 degrees. That is seasonal. It's normal. We love it. Clear skies too. Into tomorrow, here's a look at what you can expect. Another day of sun, a seasonal high of about 14 degrees. Lovely. And then as we progress through the next 7 days here, you're going to find that we see a chance of showers returning into the day on Friday. I do want to talk about Saturday. Looks like it's going to be a wet start to the day. A little bit of rain, mainly cloudy skies, and yes, a little bit cooler. The temperature drops into Friday as well. Sunday, though, is looking wonderful. Mix of sun and cloud, 15 for the high. Very similar conditions on Monday. And then we're back into the chance of a few showers into the day on Tuesday. It's been wonderful being live here, thinking about planting. Oh, I love spring when it finally arrives. Nathan and Michelle, happy Earth Day. I'll send it back to you.
All right, happy Earth Day. Thank you, Lindsay. And that is it for CTV News at noon. Remember, you can get Toronto's breaking news all day long on CP24 and at ctvnewstoronto.ca.
For Lindsay Morrison and all of us here, have a pleasant afternoon. I'm Michelle Dubé.
And I'm Nathan Downer. Be sure to join us later for CTV News at 5 and 6.